Hi there, my name is Kimberly with Beauty by Sewn, and I wanted to say thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you the makeup that I'm creating to do my makeup when I am wearing masks. So lots of mask wearing these days. I wanted to show you that I am, just taking this mask off and on. I wanted to show you makeup that doesn't transfer onto your mask. It stays in place, and you still look defined and fresh, even when you do have that mask on that we know we need to wear. So let's get started, okay? Okay, let's get started. We're going to do makeup for mask wearing and being outdoors and in and out of stores. And I wanted to show you what is almost like I want to say durable makeup. So today I'm actually going to start with my eyes. I'm going to use a cream shadow, and it's Nude Eclat is the shade. So lots of lines do carry cream shadows. Just make sure that it is long wearing. So these Stylo Ombre Contour come in a beautiful range of shades. And you can see I'm applying a color that's very sheer and light because I'm using it also as an eyeshadow base. So I'm applying that just gently across the whole lower lid. And I find that if I know I'm going to be seeing friends or, talking to people, I do like my eyes to stand out with my makeup because, I'm not wearing lipstick. So I'm actually going to use just soft shades of pinks and purples. If you do follow makeup trends, pinks are very on trend. And even going into the fall season, you're going to see warmer shades of pinks. I'm a huge fan of anything pink. It's just fun and playful, and it's great too because pink, my eyes are blue, but if you have brown eyes, green eyes, hazel eyes, it'll work. So I'm just using a soft medium shade, and you'll notice this color has a bit of a sheen to it. Again, being almost 50, I'm staying away from like high sparkle shades, but I find if there's a soft shimmer or wash in the color, it actually, it's easier to blend. So now I'm gonna just use a dark eyeliner pencil because I have I don't have dark lashes. If you have, a lush eyeshadow base or lush eyelashes, you can absolutely skip this step, but you can see just by having, fair blonde lashes, I need to do a very thin application. I can just do top and bottom along the root of the lashes. And I can't, stress enough that when you're applying eyeliner, don't try and do it all in one solid stripe. Just do little dots and dashes. And really, when you're applying your liner, make sure that there's no space. That's the biggest goal. It's almost like coloring in and making sure that there's no space between your liner and your lashes. So I'm just going across. I only go about 2/3 of the way across my lashes because I don't like to add darkness into my inner corner because I have a deeper set inner corner to my eyes. And you can even see here, see I got a little smush, but I'm gonna show you can very easily fix it. So taking a small sort of tight eyeliner brush, I'm gonna go back and see this medium or the purple shades. This was a limited edition eyeshadow palette. So, again, any eyeshadows you have, there'll be maybe a lighter medium tone, and a richer tone. So you can feel inspired to follow the same techniques. It doesn't have to be this palette exactly. Choose your favorite color. I think that's probably the biggest thing I could say is with mask wearing, you want your eyes to stand out. So this is a fun time to wear a pop of color on the eyes. So you can see what I've done is I've taken sort of that medium and darker shades. I'm tapping them both, and I'm literally going across the top of the liner and feathering the shadow and blending the edge of the liner so that it's nice and diffused across the whole eye. So that way, remember all those bumps and I was worried about you know, is it a perfect eye liner or not, or perfect shape? I'm not worrying about it so much. I'm just taking the little brush and smudging it. So you're creating a soft, smoky liner versus, you know, a defined liner, which I find if I have lots of time, I'll define, you know, create a defined liner. But I am going to show you a little trick that I do like to do. So if you still want more definition to your eyes, what you do is you actually take a liquid liner now, just shaking. These are Le Liner de Chanel, and it's a liquid liner. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to go on top of the liner and just gently press it right along the root of the lash. And then this way, my eyes will look a little bit more defined, but I'm not depending on this liner to create the line. Does that make sense? I'm just literally using this liner to almost make my lashes look a little bit thicker and make my eyes look a little bit more intense and crisp, and make them stand out a little bit more. So I am a huge fan. Again, if you're really wanting your eyes to stand out, please take the time, curl your lashes, curl, 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 and then go for, you know, again, as many coats of mascara as you want. This is a new mascara called Stretch. It's the Volume Stretch mascara. It's a Revolution. And you can apply this mascara 2, 3, 4 times to get the maximum amount of intensity. So again, if you're somebody who just wants a soft wash of color on their lashes, you've already got Va-Va-Voom lashes, you know, 2 coats will be at most. I find I'll go back after this video before I post a final pick and apply like 4, 5, 6 coats because my lashes are so thin, and I'm trying to always grow them and make the most of them. I'll go back and do it. And that's what's great actually about, I find, the Chanel mascara formulas is you can let them dry and set, and then they, you know, you can go back and reapply more and it doesn't get clumpy. So when I'm looking at my eyes, you know, again, as I get older, I find one eye sort of drops more than the other. So I'm going to just take this sort of light with a touch of the medium shade and looking at myself in the mirror. Do you see this side how it drops more? I'm literally just going to apply a little bit more color onto this crease. And what that will do is it'll help to add the illusion of a deeper set eye. Do you see that? So it helped to make it almost match this side. So I'm just going to add a wash color into the crease on my bigger eye. And then again, just looking, I'm going to just take the color. I'm going to have to pick up my lid a little bit. And then just tilting my head back, you can see I'm blending crease right at the center of my eye, towards the outer part of my eye. But I'm not applying crease color into that inner corner because, again, I don't want to add depth or darkness to that deeper set part of my eye. And just blending back and forth. That really helps then to see how it makes it look a little bit more the illusion of matching eyes. So now I want to apply foundation. So I wanted to tell you when you're doing your makeup, you know, especially going into these spring, summer months, and you want your makeup to last and not always rub off on your cloth masks or a paper mask, you want your skin to feel hydrated, not greasy. So using anything like a gel cream is great. So I'm obsessed with, this is Hydra Beauty Micro Serum. There's a serum and a eye cream or an eye gel as well that I find I use that and it's enough for my skin. So I tend to have an oilier skin, so I just use that. And now I'm going to go into an oil-free foundation. So when you are trying to get your foundation to last and really hold on, I want you to try a brush. So I'm just looking here for a foundation brush, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to actually use just a tighter brush, and I'm going to stamp where I know I sort of have the most problem areas. I have a mirror right over here so that you can see, and a mirror here as well. And I'm just sort of stamping the color onto my skin. So really always make sure you get color around your nose, under your nose. I like using foundation under my eyes as well because it helps, you know, neutralize that darkness I have. And then if you're wearing your hair back, which I find I've been doing a lot also when I'm wearing masks, it just seems to be easier to tuck the elastic around my ears, keeping my hair out of my way. Just make sure when you look to do your makeup, check, you know, that there's 3 sides to your face. So making sure you get right along the jawline. And you notice, again, I haven't backed away from that stamping motion. So I'm almost stamping and buffing the color onto my skin. And that way you really are pressing the foundation and making it that sort of natural hydrated matte finish that's really polished in coverage. Make sure too that you can see my nice silvery gray coming through. You want to make sure that you're just stamping it right up into your hairline a little bit to make sure that you're getting that seamless coverage. I always go over the edge of my lips, not fully over my lips. You know, if you're doing a pale look, go for it. But, you know, for me, again, I'm just wanting that nice even coverage. And I'm applying that foundation. So really, again, remember stamp and sort of buff the color. Don't think about sweeping it too much because you're just going to wipe it off. Now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to use a little bit of powder. Excuse me. Coming back. Hi. I'm going to use a little bit of a powder. And I'm going to just use a big fluffy brush and taking that powder, we're going to just gently stamp and press powder where I know I get shiny and where I know that I might get some wear on my foundation. So by stamping again the powder, you can see how instantly that mattified my skin. And then using that same brush, just gently sweep. That way you're getting any excess powder off because you still want your skin to look like skin. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is define our features, and I'm going to definitely add in my brow. And even though, you know, my brows have not been professionally done, I still like to add some definition to them. So here I'm going to add color right to the arch of the brow, definitely that tail of the brow, just doing soft feathery strokes and bringing that color with the brow hair, just natural, very soft pressure. So this is a waterproof brow pencil. Again, definitely recommend a long wear brow pencil, long wear brow product, because with the heat and wanting to make sure your features look defined when you're wearing a mask, you know, brows are a very quick, easy way to have your face look polished. And just, again, you know, defining and highlighting your features. So you can see I'm not putting too much at the head of the brow product-wise because my brows are not groomed perfectly. I don't want to have too much of an over-shaped brow, and just gently blending the color in using the spoolie. That's probably, again, the biggest trick is just to make sure that the brow color you've applied and the hairs sort of blend all into one, so that it looks naturally defined, not overly drawn in or innate. There we go. So you can see now brows, eyes are done. And I'm going to just add a little bit of bronzer to help sculpt and shape my features. Using, again, sort of just a soft, fluffy brush, I'm going to take the color, apply it around the edge of my forehead. I do have a bigger forehead, so this helps to sort of sculpt and almost shorten my forehead. And then I like to bring a little bit under the jawline, and then to make sure, gobble, gobble, to make sure that the color is seamless, I'm applying color, you know, again, that same color I applied defining my features also just gently onto my neck. And you have to remember, I'm using this soft, fluffy powder brush. If you want more color payoff with your bronzer, just grab a brush that's more tightly packed. So something that is packed really stiff will give more color payoff versus a lighter, fluffier brush. You're definitely just gonna get softer payoff of color. And then just blending, again, I haven't gone back in, just blending whatever color is there. Now I am going to add a little bit of highlighter. Again, I find just having a little bit of highlight under my eyes is very pretty and soft. Let me just see what I've got here. So just any sort of powder shimmery highlighter. Champagne colors, you'll get always a little bit of a softer color. You know, remember, think the icier, more silver, the more intense, the higher the glitter, the more intense. But I'm just looking to sort of tap, add dimension to my features. And again, because I've got that matte, more, you know, hydrated matte finish, I definitely want to add some dimension to my skin without it looking, I just always do that right on the bow of the lip. Just adding some dimension. So now I'm just gonna put on a very soft wash of blush using a blush brush. Remember, always keep, you know, your blush brush and your bronzer powder brush separate, because you don't want blush on your bronzer brush because then it ends up everywhere. So just always keep a separate blush brush. And just a very soft wash of color over the highlighter. I find you can see I'm getting that really pretty, more lit from within glow when the powder blush sits on top. And then last but not least, I'm gonna apply a little bit of concealer. So this is a Look Corrector de Chanel, and it's a concealer, and it's in a beige rose color. It's number 32. I'm obsessed. Just going to now use a blender brush to just gently tap in. You know, if you do have a deeper set eye, you are tired, you know, you feel tired, just please make sure you're getting that concealer corrector right into the inner corner. I can't stress that enough. If you find like you're always feeling tired, just take a step back and make sure that you are getting that corrector concealer right into the inner corner of your eyes and gently pressing, buffing. And again, if you notice, I'm using a brush because that way my coverage is going to stay in place. I have really warm, hot fingers. So if you're looking for long wear, you want your foundation to stay in place, using your fingers is going to melt product. Using a brush will help it stay and have a little bit more of a professional coverage. So now I am just going to apply, actually, this is a clear lip liner. And it's amazing because it almost acts like a sealant. I want my lipstick to not come off on my mask. So this is what I've been doing. I take a little bit of this clear lip liner, and then hi there. Okay, so I am applying now my lips for my mask look. And you'd be thinking, why are you applying lip? I do like when I take off my mask to have something on my lips because I have very pale lips. So I'm using this clear lip liner, and then I'm using a long wear lip product in a nude. So a nude is a shade that matches your lip color, is one shade brighter or richer than your natural lip tone. And this way I'm getting soft definition because it's long wearing. It stays in place for like up to 8 hours. I know that it's not going to come off on my mask and it stays in place. So there you've got it. So I've got defined brows. My skin is set. It's not going to come off on my mask. When and if I do take my mask off, I still have some lip there that's not going to rub. So now when I apply, oops, wrong way. You have to put the blue on the outside and covering, making sure you cover your nose. You don't want your nose hanging out. That way you can see my skin is somewhat highlighted, my eyes are defined, I've got my brows, my skin looks even, and we're ready to face the day no matter where it takes us outside. All right, so be safe, please stay healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. Bye.